Hello, good morning. It is time for Coffee with Crochetpreneur. I have my coffee this morning. It is, I think it's cup 1.5 because I had half a cup and I quick filled up the other half before we got started. My computer was trying to sabotage us this morning, which is typical. I have a very slow computer, which is really annoying. Trying to not have the lights too bright, but it is morning and it's time to chat about crochet business. Now, I'm just trusting y'all not to keep me here talking to myself. So, I'm putting a link in the chat that you can click on to join. If you have a crochet business question and you want to chat, go ahead and click that button. It'll bring you backstage. And if there's more than one of you, it'll kind of put a little row of you backstage and I'll just go person by person and answer your questions. So for those of you who are new, who have stumbled upon this live, let me just tell you a little bit about what's happening. My name is Pamela Grice. I am the Crochetpreneur. I'm on a mission to help 100,000 makers build financial freedom through crochet or knit or whatever else they want to do. But mostly I talk to crocheters. And today we're having coffee with Crochetpreneur, and we're just talking about business. I am here to answer your questions, so you are in charge of the content today. And I put a link in the chat that you can grab and join us and ask your questions. And nobody's clicked it yet. So let's see. Good morning from Washington State. Hello. Good morning from Minnesota. It's -20 right now. Schools are closed. Kids are home and going stir crazy. Farron has a cup of caramel vanilla tea. That sounds wonderful. The cold does not sound wonderful. It says on my computer that it's 5 here and it's usually a little bit off. My phone says it's 10, so that's good. It got to about -10 overnight. Brr, the animals are chilly. My husband has been taking extra care of getting the animals extra bedding, extra warm layers. We have a little heater out there for the sheep. One of our sheep is small for her age. She is almost 2, but she's still very small, and so we try to take some extra care with her. And chickens and turkeys are out there, and our dogs are perfectly happy with the cold. It's their favorite thing. So, but I have been cooking up some breakfast for the animals as well. I made bacon and eggs for the dogs. And the chickens got some scrambled eggs. They love a warm breakfast on a cold morning, so they're doing great. So everywhere is cold. North Carolina has a severe weather advisory. Wow. Okay, so did you get the link? Who is going to be the first person to be brave and take advantage of the opportunity to get some free crochet business coaching? I don't want to sit here and chat with myself all morning. I am actually, today, what my schedule looks like today, if you care about what a schedule looks like for a crochet business coach, is we're doing this. I schedule it really early in the morning so that it doesn't impact the rest of my schedule. I have ADHD, and I have a hard time when I have things later in the day because I don't get anything done until I do the thing that's on my calendar. And so having this call first thing in the morning kind of frees up the rest of my day. I do have my mastermind at 10:30 today. And so that's a thing, but that will be really fun. But in the midst of that, I'm getting ready for our workshop tomorrow. Our brand new Crafting and Crochet Business That Stands Out workshop will be tomorrow morning from 9 a.m. Mountain Time to 12 p.m. Mountain Time, which is 11 a.m. to 2 Eastern Time. So if you have kids in school, you should probably be able to pop in while they're doing their thing. And we're going to be talking about building your brand in such a way that it stands out on social media, on Etsy, on Google, on all the places, and when you're at a craft fair, all of those things. And I hope you'll join us for that. The link is down in the description. I'm not sure. Let me just add a link in the chat as well. The class will not be on this channel. The class is being hosted on Zoom. Yes. So, and that is a paid class. So if you're in Crochetpreneur Business Academy or Momentum, you get that class for free as part of your regular membership. If you're in Crochet Biz Lab, you'll get a $10 coupon inside of your class modules on getting a discount for the brand new class. And if you're not in any of my programs and you're a brand new student, the cost is $27 for a 3-hour workshop that could change everything for your business. So $27 is a bargain to change the future of your business, I think, anyway. For me, I look at every price of things. I look at what is the potential for it to make me more money. So this is just kind of how I look at things in my business and in real life. Like, I do not want to spend money on anything that's not going to make me money. And so I always look at things of what am I spending and how much potentially could that make for me. And when I look at how much I'm spending, I look at it in product. So $27 for me is a sale of one hat. So all I have to do is sell a hat and I can afford that class. And that class could then make me hundreds of dollars a month, thousands of dollars a month if I get it right and if I continue to build my brand that way. So for me, from my perspective, totally worth it. It would be a good investment. So that's how I look at things when I'm looking at what to invest in my business. I thought I was the only one who gets stopped by things later in the day. Oh, no, it's a pretty common thing. For people who know, like, I'm going to have to shift gears and I'm going to have to show up. I'm going to have to not be late. I'm going to have to, be on point. When you have things later in the day, a lot of people struggle with that and just can't get anything done. I know my son's the same way. For me, I used to have to say, I just have to tell my husband, don't talk to me for a little while. I got to get into business mode. Whenever I had a coaching call or anything coming up, I have to switch my coaching brain on instead of my just creative, all over the place, distracted brain. So it does take a little bit of a shift, a little bit of conscious getting into that mode and that groove. Farron said, I get to see you later today. And did I say my kids are home and going crazy doing breakfast, so not available for video now? Someone hop on and talk to Pam. She's so helpful. So thanks, Farron. Farron is in my mastermind, so we get to talk every Tuesday. And she can get her questions answered whenever she wants to. So, but I'm only going to give this a certain amount of time. If we don't have anybody hop on, then I'm going to hop off and get some other things done. But I really want to chat with you. I know this is sort of a new thing and it can be scary to hop online and chat with a stranger. But what's the potential? What's the risk? It's not very big. The risk is not that big. Let me see. What else should I talk about? Did you watch the podcast yesterday? Podcast was all about how to take care of your brand, to take care of your business when things are outside of your control. The brand new link doesn't work. Let me see. Maybe I typed it in wrong. Let me check. Oh, it's register. That's what it is. Instead of registration. Let's see. All right, that's the one that works. All right. Let me see if I can pop back here. There it is. Thank you. Thanks for checking. I really enjoyed that video. Thank you for that one. It was much needed. Thanks, Heather's. Heather, is that your name? Heather's Zenful Crochet. I'm guessing Heather is your name. Thanks. That was a timely video because of so many people that when TikTok went away, I kept seeing their posts of my business is gone. I can't run a business now because my business was TikTok. TikTok was where I made my money. TikTok is my thing. And I talked about the dangers of building your business on a platform that you do not own and what to do instead so that you can weather those kinds of storms when a platform goes away or when somebody takes your shop away and you're on a different an e-commerce platform, or you lose your social media accounts. How do you continue building your business when things outside your control happen? And it's really important. So if you have not watched yesterday's video, you can go watch that. It's on the Crochetpreneur channel. Those of you who have just popped on, we are doing coffee with Crochetpreneur, and I'm happy to chat with you. I have my coffee. I'm having a vanilla caramel coffee. It's just a K-cup. So I did it the easy way. I do have all sorts of coffee makers here. I have a little stovetop espresso maker. I have a pour over. I have a French press, and I have a Keurig. And so I just decided this morning we're going quick and easy, and I did the Keurig thing this morning. How do you make your coffee? I know we're supposed to be talking about crochet business, but, and you can tell, I'm sorry, I have a cold. My voice is super nasally. My husband made me sick. How do you make your coffee? Do you do a drip coffee maker? Do you make espresso? How do you do it? My friend Susie's here. She saved me. Susie, I'm going to bring you on. Hey everyone, this is Susie.
Okay, hold on. I'm getting feedback, so I have to just.
And I don't even have my microphone in front of me. Here we are.
Okay.
Heather uses a drip coffee maker and sometimes puts cinnamon in. That's yum. Cinnamon. I love cinnamon in my coffee. My husband says that I make my coffee, like when I'm in the mood, I make my coffee. He's like, it's like you're making a cake. Because I make my coffee. He's like, it's like you're making a cake. Now I can hear myself. Do you have headphones, Susie?
I don't.
Now I can hear myself.
All I can do, I'm getting the.
I'm turning your microphone off for a second. Okay, this happened to me before with this, because what's happened is my voice is coming through your computer and your microphone is picking it up. Where is your microphone? If you might be not be able to hear me. Yeah, it's a problem with the microphone.
Did I get the settings right on my end?
What's that? Is that better?
I'm hearing the delay coming back at me, and so I can't.
Shoot.
And I don't know if there's a setting on my end or not. It's very weird.
Look at my So I have this microphone and it blocks out everything from back here, so it doesn't pick anything up from my speakers. But if your microphone picks up the room, it will pick up all of the sound. So the only real solution is headphones.
Right, which I don't have this device.
Why don't you ask me your question and then you hop off and I'll answer it.
Okay. I'm going to mute the audio coming from my computer so it doesn't keep doubling up on me. So, I know we've talked about this a little bit before, with everything settling out in my life finally. Yay. And I kind of finally feel like my brain is coming back to me. But I am finding that I really, I've lost touch with what my mojo is, what my mission is in my crochet business. And because of being not super forward and active for a number of years, dealing with my parents' estate, my people have shifted, my mission has shifted, and I'm really struggling. Even going back through the CBA modules, I feel like I'm just not getting back a hold of what my business wants to be going forward. But I also don't feel like I'm supposed to stop. And so, like, yeah. So I'll always love your wisdom about working through that. So I'm going to pop off of this thing and so I can actually hear you.
Okay, so she's hopped off. All right. So when you are in a space in your business where you're like, what am I doing in the first place? What do I want to do? Like, where I am right now doesn't feel great. I don't feel like I'm connected with my audience or with why I'm doing this or with my own heart. And trying to figure out all of that stuff again, I think it really is important for you to get super self-aware. So that means blocking out everything that is going on around you, blocking out, like, get off of social media for a couple days, stop looking at what other people are doing, and get connected with your own heart and be like, what would make me feel fulfilled in my business? Do I want to teach people? Do I want to design patterns? Do I want to make physical products? Do I want to sell yarn? Getting in connection with your own sense of purpose. What would give you a sense of purpose? And then going from there into where I want to take my business. So if you're a person who very much needs to be in service of others, then how can you turn your business into a service business? Even designing is a service business. Even selling physical products is a service business when you look at the problems that you solve for people. So, and again, it all comes back to what makes me feel fulfilled in my business, and then who do I want to work with in order to live out that purpose. And then of course, and you know this, Susie, you connect with who's your target customer, what is their deep desire, what do they want to spend money on, what do they need, what will make their life better. And when you're selling physical products, you're making their life more joyful by bringing beauty into their life or bringing laughter into their life. Whatever it is that you're making is bringing out an emotion in them. So figuring out how to speak to that emotion with your products. If you're designing, same thing. If you're making fashion accessories, you're helping people to feel beautiful or to feel put together and accessorized or to feel cute and photo worthy. Like they're experiencing an emotion and you're the one who's delivering that. And that might be able to speak to how you feel about your business and what you're doing. And then I think really talking, and you particularly, Susie. So for those who just popped on, I'm talking to Susie about feeling kind of disconnected from her business. When you connect more with your community and spend more time with them so that it's not just you on the other side of a screen. I know that you're very social and you used to have a physical yarn store where people would come in and you would communicate with them and you got to be friends with them. And you don't have that so much when you're behind a computer. So figuring out how to build that in your business, I think is going to be really important for you to connect with those people and have them be a part of your world and you be a part of their life. And that's going to make you feel more connected to your business. But I think ultimately it comes down to I think it would be wise to take some days away from social media, you're away from other people, and look at it as a sort of prayer and meditation retreat time, and maybe journal a lot about your business and a lot about your own heart and what makes you feel fulfilled and what makes you feel good, and how you can build that up inside of your crochet business. I hope that makes sense. So you can write in the chat if any of that connects. I do feel like when I had a different blog, so I had, my business has had so many iterations. When I was doing Pamela Grice coaching, I had written up this a sort of prayer retreat workbook that had like an entire schedule of like, you can take a 1-hour prayer retreat, you can take a 1-day prayer retreat, you can take a weekend prayer retreat. And so it had kind of broken down for each of those scenarios what that might look like, of prayer and meditation time, singing, dancing, artwork time, journaling time, and all of that throughout either 1 hour, 1 day, or 1 weekend. And I think maybe I should redo that as like your own personal maker retreat, to get connected with your love of the craft again and to get connected with your business again. But anyway, that's something that I think you could do for yourself. And you don't have kids at home, so it makes it a little bit easier to make that happen. When I was single, back in the day, I used to, every 3 months, I would take a little personal prayer retreat, and I would find a spot, either not an Airbnb, we didn't have those back then, a bed and breakfast I would go to, and I would just tell them, you don't need to talk to me. just have my breakfast for me in the morning. But other than that, I'm going to be doing my own thing. And I would just go for hikes, sit in the hot tub, have a glass of wine, do lots of journaling. Sometimes I would go, we have a local monastery that would rent out little personal cabins here. I would go there and just be in the woods. Mostly I would go to Airbnbs though, and just take some time away from life. Sometimes getting away from life makes it a lot easier to do this kind of work. When you're doing this work inside of your home, you have laundry to do, you have picking up to do, you have animals to take care of, you have, your life just goes on and interrupts when you're trying to do like self-awareness and personal work. So yeah, Susie said unplugging. I think it's really important to unplug and just let yourself breathe for a little bit. So I think it's a good thing to build into your business. All right. Day Gabrielle Crochet said, I think of yesterday's podcast very informative. One way I want to diversify my income is by hosting an in-person crochet workshop. A number of folks approached me at a different events in 2024 asking for in-person class. That's fun. You could connect with a local craft store and a local art store, see if you could, or a yarn store, see if you could rent a space from them, or even some restaurants have spaces. Like I know IHOP used to have community spaces. Panera Bread sometimes has community spaces that you can reserve and you can hold a class in there, and that would be really fun. Heather says, I have a question, but I think I have the same sound issues as I'm just on my laptop. I wonder if I need to start letting people know that we need to have headphones or figure something out. I don't know. Heather, if you want to pop on and test it, we can do that if you want to. Stephanie says, reminds me of the store owner who posted a big sign in his front door saying, no, we do not have ice cream. If people are showing up at your door looking for ice cream, start selling it. That's funny. All right. Love the personal maker retreat. I can hop on and talk about it. I have a headset. Okay, great. Go ahead and take that link. Do you still have the link? can copy it. Paste it in there. Just streaming on YouTube. My husband and I were watching YouTube yesterday, and we were just scrolling through different things on the home screen of our like shared YouTube account. So it's not this YouTube account, it's a different one. But one of my videos popped up, and it was my own thumbnail that popped up on our big TV out in the living room. So that was odd. No more than 3 things in a retreat. Yeah. Keep it simple, Stephanie says. Awesome. Annie is here. Annie, I haven't seen you in so long. I'm going to pop you up on the stage. Hello, hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
How does this work?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I can also hear the YouTube. Oh, hey. Hello. Oh,
Is it working okay?
so I can hear both.
You can hear me and you can hear you?
I think so. I think
Huh.
there's a lag.
Oh. I'll have to look into that and see if that's something I can change on YouTube. Because that doesn't make sense. It could be my computer. All right. Why don't we chat in the chat? You write in the chat and I'll just answer you. And we'll get this figured out for next time. It could be my
Okay.
computer. Okay. Okay. So remember I said in the very beginning, my computer is having like slow computer issues. I can hear it doing something. And I wonder if it's causing a delay in the YouTube channel processing. If that's the case, then that's no fun. Someone's mom said, these are such great tips. I've been stuck in my business. I can't make physical products fast enough and need to supplement with other ideas. Oh, you should go check out the video I did about different ways to make, to add different income streams to your business. And that might give you some ideas on things that you can do to supplement that. It gets to the point where you either have to hire contract crocheters or figure out other income streams to add because you just can't keep up with making physical products. And then, a lot of people run into the issue of then starting to develop physical symptoms like carpal tunnel and things like that. Heather said, so can we ask questions in the chat then? Yes. Feel free to ask your question in the chat. My sister is a nationally recognized quilt maker. Tuesday is her sewing room day and nothing interferes with it. It's so smart to just set aside time and say, this is my business and I'm working on my business and you don't get to interrupt. So, all right, let's see. There is a lag in the stream, but it could be due to all the inauguration videos going up and being watched. That could be. This lag happened bad with live streams during elections too, so it may just be a YouTube problem. Oh, that's true. I know there's a lot of people going live and doing their thing right now, so that could be. All right, Heather said, here we go. My question is, how do we reach our target audience? I want to target corporate office workers and don't know how to get their attention on social media. Okay. So if your audience is people in corporate, you need to be where people in corporate are. And people in corporate are on LinkedIn, typically. So I would work on being over in the LinkedIn world and see if you can get in front of them. But I would also, if you're on just regular social media, I would recommend Instagram for connecting with your audience. What I would suggest is getting hyper focused on that brand. Like, you're going to show you in a corporate setting. You're going to show your customers user generated content in a corporate setting, and you're going to be using hashtags that talk about, corporate life, working for the man, or whatever it is that you're speaking to. What is it that you're selling right now, Heather? What is your message to those people? I've heard that a lot of people are on LinkedIn. Strange to me. I do post on Instagram. I know LinkedIn is a different world, but you could go over there and make some connections with people. I would first connect with everyone you know who works in corporate, and then you'll at least get a following over there, because I'm sure have lots of friends, family, people that are your target customer. And just really, every time you post something, think about search engine optimization. So when you post a video, you're going to put up at the top, you're going to put in text, you're going to put what the video is about. And you could do like corporate life, or the mindful corporate worker, or something like that, that starts to tell the social media algorithm that all of your content is about this sort of topic. It doesn't have to be the same words every time, but I would put words in your videos, if you're doing reels, that specifically speak to your target audience. I would put that content into your captions as well. So don't just talk about the product or the pattern that you're making. Talk about the audience and use those words that the algorithm can use to find those people. So I hope that makes sense. Like, it's really about consistent messaging, getting the algorithm to know exactly who you are and who you're trying to reach and what you're offering. And then being really, really consistent with that. I've heard a lot of people are on LinkedIn. Okay. My top sellers are crocheted F-bombs, and also want to do plushies that can sit on their desk. Cute. Okay. So desk accessories, right? You could do, I'm thinking just off the top of my head. You could, when you take photos of your products, take photos of them in the setting that your ideal customer is in. So, like, I live on a homestead. If my target audience is corporate people and all of my pictures are my products on straw bales and with my chickens and out in nature, it's not going to speak to them as much as if I'm like, oh, I know you, I know what your world looks like. Here's photos of my product in your environment, so that you feel like, oh, this would work in my environment. I'm going to get one of those too. So let's see. I do follow some people who post funny videos about corporate life. I was wondering if I can or should tag them. I don't know that I would tag them if you're not like friends with them, because that's sort of, you're tagging them because you're trying to market to them. And so I wouldn't do that, because it doesn't create relationship. But you could, if they are creating content, funny content about corporate life, you could send them a DM and say like, hey, I have this product I think that you would enjoy, like, no expectations, but I'm going to send you an F-bomb to keep on your desk. And then you send it to them, and then maybe it shows up in their videos. Maybe they talk about it. Maybe they do an unboxing. But either way, then you've made a connection. And then later, when you post an F-bomb, then you can tag them. That kind of thing. So it's about like, create a relationship with those people before you tag them. I have a lot of people tagging me on their crochet posts that have nothing to do with me, and it just fills up my notifications with things that don't matter. And I have a little bit of a rebellious spirit. So the more that you tag me, the more I'm not going to pay attention, because I feel like you're like, I don't know. I don't like people poking me. So So, and that's just me. So not everyone's like that, but tag me if it's about me. Tag me if it has something to do with things that we've talked about. But don't tag me if you don't know who I am and you're just trying to like get my followers to see. I don't know. It's weird. All right. Where am I? The algorithm pushes hyper topical things to people that thinks want those topics. So even following a person, a business doesn't necessarily connect with an audience. Yes. So this is why you need to tell the algorithm what your offer is and how it will better the life of your ideal customer so that it will go out and find that ideal customer and connect the content. It's just like when you're talking about something and then you go on Facebook and it shows you an ad for that thing. Like it knows what you're interested in. And it will show you what you're interested in. You'll start seeing posts from people who are talking about the thing that you're interested in. They know. And so you have to be the one as the content creator to let the platform know exactly what's in your video. Morning. Glad I got to catch a live. Hi, Chanel. I'll be sending you an email later today. My issue is pricing, about how expensive I use foreign yarns from vendors who import them into the country and is not cheap. Local yarns equally not so cheap. So that's the tough thing, right? If you are in a situation where you are unable to access supplies that are affordable, that can help you keep your prices in a range that people are willing to pay for products, you need to look at what other sorts of income streams you can add to your business that will be profitable. And you make for you, and then you do these other income streams for money, if that makes sense. If you can't be profitable doing the thing that you want to do, you have to pick something else to do. And that could be designing. It could be starting a blog. It could be starting a YouTube channel. It could be doing affiliate marketing. All of those things are ways to create income from crochet. Could be courses like I do. People, anyway. So if the issue is your supplies are so expensive that you can't make a profit, then you need to think of something else to add to your business. You can still make things and sell them at a loss if you want to, and if that fills you up. It's not the best business model, because then you got to make up that loss with your other income streams. But I would find other things to offer if you can't sell your stuff. And also I would go back and say, like, how much do I have to sell this for in order to make a profit? Is that competitive in the marketplace? And if not, is there anything I can do to raise the perceived value of these products or lower the cost of these products? If the answer is no, then that's your indication you need to look for something else to add to your income streams, or a different way to make the money. I hope that helps. What do I do when potential customers keep saying, oh, beautiful work, but it's expensive? Yep, because it's worth it. Like, you have to own that. Gucci is expensive, right? Coach purses are expensive, depending on your perspective. Some people don't think so, but expensive is a personal perception. Expensive is not a concrete, objective thing. Because if I say, here's $100 keychain, people are going to be like, that's expensive. If I say, here's $100 car, they'll be like, cool, give me the car for $100. It's not that they can't afford the thing. It's just they don't see the value in the thing. They value the car. They don't value the keychain, obviously, right? So you're speaking to the value of the product, and you're owning the value of the product. Of this is what it's worth. If you don't want to pay that, that's fine. But I wouldn't take that personally. People who say that's beautiful, but it's expensive, they're just saying it's not worth that to me. And that's okay. They can say that. It doesn't have anything to do with you or with your work. It just means they don't see the value in it, or they have to prioritize other things in their lives. And that's okay. So I would just let those people go. Bless them, and let them move along. And you talk to the people who they look at your product and they're like, oh my gosh, it's only $50. That's amazing. And they want to buy it. So you find those people and sell to those people. So I hope that makes sense. There will always be a market who is willing to pay what needs to be paid. You just need to find them. I'm also trying to get my items into gift shops, not sure how to market them properly. I know I only get one chance. So I would go, this is me. So I've had my things. When I was when I was doing artwork and I was selling those in local galleries and local, little gift shops downtown. You just go in there and be chill and be like, this is what I have. I think your customers would love it. What do you guys think? This is what I price them at. I'll offer, like, for me, 35% off would be the retail price, and they could say yes or no. And I think a lot of times we go in there with an expectation of how I want this to go, rather than a willingness to be like, let's see how this goes. And then you go in with a higher than lower than sort of perspective, where you're like, the shop owner is higher than me and I'm lower than them. So I'm going to go in a sort of submissive, not very confident stance of like, hey, will you do this thing? Will you take my stuff? And is it okay? Is my stuff good enough? But if you go in there of like, they're offering a service, I have a product that will meet the needs of their customers. We can do this. We're on equal footing. And B, my stuff is awesome. And why wouldn't you want to sell it? Here's the plan. Yes or no? It takes away that emotional connection of like, I really want this outcome. When you go in there of like, we're just going to go see what happens. I will put together my plan of how I'll present things and be like, I would write down like, these are the benefits of my products. These are why my things are better than everyone else's. This is my like unique selling position. This is my history of selling. People usually purchase at such and such a price. That kind of thing, and share with them. I hope that makes sense. Cheryl says, I have a hard time identifying my ideal customer. I'm going to pop these up on the screen since we're not doing folks online. So I have a hard time identifying my ideal customer. I love making cardigans, and I now want to revamp my Etsy, focusing on mommy and me items. So are you wanting to do mommy and me cardigans? That could be really fun. Your ideal customer would be mommies who love that mommy and me look. So your photographs are all going to feature mommy and me. And I would reach out to your local moms group and offer to learn how to take photos, offer to take photos of mommy and me outfits, and they get to keep the photo. And you get them to sign a release that you can use your photo in your marketing, and it's a win-win. And you might make them a little scarf or a hat that they can take home. I wouldn't give someone a cardigan. That's not an equal trade, but I would give them sort of a beautiful custom photo of them modeling your things so that you can get those in your shop. Your ideal customer would be that mom. And so, dive into her psychology of what makes her buy things. What kinds of things is she looking for? What sorts of cardigans? Does she want different mommy and me cardigans throughout the year? And those kinds of things. Sounds really fun and exciting. Let's see. Granny square kits for like cup cozies, purses, etc. are being made and sold by crocheters. My question is, can I use their pattern ideas to make my own kits? Not without permission, for sure. And if they're making and selling kits, I don't see that they would be giving permission to someone else to do the same. So I think that's a rough proposition. Maybe design your own and create kits for your own ideas and your own designs rather than for what other people are doing. So design your own purses, design your own cup cozies, and sell kits with those. But I think other people are not going to give up their patterns without some sort of monetary compensation, because you're now in direct competition with them, and I can't see someone wanting that. If someone has a pattern that they don't have included in a kit, they might be more willing to let you use it in a kit for visibility's sake, but they'll probably also want some compensation for that because you'll be selling their thing and making money from their thing. So hope that makes sense. Scrolling through the chat, we have about 10 minutes left. So I'm having trouble nailing my target audience. I do know that I enjoy making bags, beanies, and blankets. I'd like to target women who want to walk their faith. Not sure how to do that. Okay, so we talk about this frequently, is you're putting what you want to make and the product before the audience. So when you make the product before you have the audience, you're throwing spaghetti at a wall and saying, who will want this? And trying to find those people who are like, I made the thing. I already spent the money on the supplies, spent the time making the thing. Now I have the thing. Now I got to find somebody who buys it. And that sets you up and puts you in a bad position. Rather than doing that, I want you to don't make anything today. Work on your target customer. Who do you want to work with? Who are you in the first place? Who do you love working with? Who do you not love working with? If you're saying, I want to work with women who want to walk out their faith, awesome. Okay, so what do I know about these women? They go to church. They like to look cute when they go to church. They like to have their little church accessories, their little Bible covers, their little iPhone covers with a cross on it, whatever it is, right? Their little cup cozy. What does that person want to spend money on and why? And then create the product in response to the need and the desire of the customer. So get your customer figured out and do that today, or do it tomorrow with me in my brand new class. It's part of what we're going to be working on tomorrow in that class, is like identifying your ideal customer and like really getting into their head, because they're who you're speaking to in your brand. And so it's the pivotal piece. It's the one piece you need to have in place before you start your business. So if you are one of those people and you're surrounded by others of those people, you know them inside out. And when you know them inside out, you can start making products that speak to exactly what they want to buy. So I hope that helps. There's a designer that sells her Omni patterns for $20. And at first I thought that was super high, but she puts so much value into the patterns that every single review says they're worth it. Yeah. There are people who make really complex designs, and at first you would think like, wow, most people price their patterns at $5 or $6. Why is this $20? I would never pay $20. But then when you understand the value that you're getting, you're like, oh yeah, it makes sense. So it's a messaging issue for the business owner of telling people what the value is before you even tell them the price, which is sort of a model in the coaching industry of like, I'm going to tell you what the value is, how much your business can grow, how much, exponentially more income you could make with my services. Then I'm going to tell you what the services cost. So I told you up front, you'd be like, no, I'm not paying that. Right. But once you understand the value, once you see what it's done for other people, then you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. So same thing with crochet. People who don't craft don't understand all the work that goes into our items. No. And so it's an education problem for you. Behind the scenes videos showing you doing the work, sharing, all of that stuff is part of your marketing, is sharing the value of what you do. I'm not going to have enough time for everyone's comments, but I thank you for putting comments in here so I don't have to talk to myself. I'm excited that maybe this is going to work with us every other Tuesday. I'm still having trouble finding my, They don't understand the design process from imagination to sketching it out, to getting the yarn, the gauge, writing out the patterns. And don't get me started on blocking. This is all content for you. This is all content ideas. How can I share this on my social media in a really engaging way so that my audience, when they see the price of the product, they're like, oh my gosh, I remember all the work that went into that. Show you sketching out your idea, show you doing your gauge swatch, show you ripping the thing out again and again and again, writing up the pattern, getting it done, doing the thing, doing the blocking, and then making the offer. And then people will see, right? So your social media marketing is all about proving the value of what you're offering without saying, guys, this is really worth it. You should really buy my thing. I put a lot of time and effort into this. People don't care about that. When they see it, they do. And pay attention to how you feel about other people's marketing efforts as you're scrolling social media. When you see the potter getting the clay and kneading the clay and getting it ready and their messy pottery thing, and they're, I don't want to get that messy. So I'm thankful that they do. And they do the thing and they make it and it breaks. And oh my gosh, now they got to do it again and they got to fire it. And oh my gosh, the glaze didn't come out right. Now I got to start again. Right. And you're like, oh my gosh, it takes so much work for them to get it right. And to build their skills and understand. And glass blowers, the same thing. Like, make your content that interesting that people stick around and they understand the value of what you're doing. Cheryl, I also love making bags, and I'm not sure who my target audience would be. I thought it would be working women with children, but now I'm not sure. Okay, again, figure out the target audience, then figure out what you're going to make for them. Not the other way around. So work on your target audience. I have made skirts, blouses, vests, and berets for adults. I've also designed doilies and baby blankets. I've tried advertising through my WhatsApp business page. Doesn't work so well. What do I do? All of those things, like I said, come to my class tomorrow. Ultimately, if you want a step-by-step walkthrough to ensure that you have the foundation laid for your business properly, and this is not meant to be a buy my stuff chat, but look into the Crochetpreneur Business Academy. I think it could help you. I don't know what state you're in, Trisha, or what country you're in, but you might want to share that as well, because each country has its own struggles with postal stuff, with cost of products and all of that. So thanks for your time. Thanks, Jeanette. What happens if we are terrified to use social media for marketing? How do you overcome that? My question to you is, what's the worst that could happen? It's social media. It's not going to hurt you. And okay, I should back it up. That's my smart aleck response. My actual response is me too. In the beginning, I was terrified. I was terrified to oh my gosh, my ex-boyfriend from college is going to see me on social media talking about my business. He's going to make whatever. From 50 years ago, 40 years ago. Oh my gosh, my friends from high school are going to see this. Oh my gosh, my people I went to grad school with are going to be like, what is she doing with her therapy, her counseling degree? She's crocheting? All of this stuff is a fear of judgment. And so this goes back to doing that internal work of building up your confidence, getting out there and doing it, being brave and understanding, do I really want this? Do I want a business that makes money from crochet? If the answer is yes, then how do I kick myself in the butt and just do it? Because right now, I got up at 6 a.m., I did my hair, I put on my makeup, I made my coffee, I fought with my computer, and I got on here and I'm answering your questions because I care about my business and I care about you. And when you love what you're doing and you care about what you're doing, you do things that are hard. Getting up at early in the morning and showing up with my hair done and my makeup done is not my favorite thing. I want to stay in my PJs all day. But you do the things that it takes in your business. And So kicking yourself in the butt is sometimes what you need to do, and be like, okay, I don't want to do it. It's scary to me. But I got to do it anyway. So I'm going to do it. And I want you to build up that sort of confidence of like, no, I'm the kind of person who gets things done. I'm the kind of person who goes after their dreams. I don't let things that feel scary or new or what other people will think, I don't let those things stop me. Those are the people who start making money in their business. The people who are constantly playing small, worried about what everybody thinks. I don't want anybody to get mad. I don't want people to say mean things to me on the internet. Those are the people who are always going to struggle making money because it takes chutzpah to build a business. And so whatever it takes for you to become a person with chutzpah, you do that. Become who you need to be in order to have the business you want to have. You're going to hear that message from me a lot about be who you need to be. What is a person like who does the things that are scary for you? Be that person. We get to decide. Okay. It is past time and I have so much to do today. I'm going to have to run. I see your questions. I'm going to answer. Don't ask any more questions. I'm going to answer the last ones really quickly. I love making crochet items like dish towels, washcloths, and puddles. Like to get out of that and try other things. What do you suggest? Whatever your ideal customer wants to buy, make those things. That's an easy question. That's an easy answer. Make the things your customers want. What other things? If you have customers who are buying the things that you want, what other things do they want? Make those things. Chanel says, one of the things that helped me get over my nervousness about social media is to stop taking it so seriously. Done is better than perfect. Yes. Yes. And Chanel, I know you're an introvert. Like you're not the person who wants to be out there for everyone. I know. But you're doing it anyway. So good for you. That's what I keep telling myself. I never thought I would be confident enough to start a YouTube channel, and you did it. It really just takes one step after another. I remember being so terrified to like talk to people when I first started my business, of like the idea of talking to customers was terrifying. And then I did it and I'm like, oh, it's not so scary. And so taking one step after another and realizing that wasn't scary. I don't know why I've been putting it off for so long. That wasn't scary. All of those things, it's not so scary. Just take one step after another. Be who you need to be. Be your own champion. That's what I want for you. I'll be your cheerleader, but I can't care more about your success than you do. The way I know somebody is going to be successful is that they care more about their success than I do, and I care a lot. But when you care about your success, you do the things you need to do to get where you want to go. And maybe that's joining my brand new workshop tomorrow. The link is in the description if you'd like to join and work on your brand. Otherwise, join me next Monday for Crochet Business Chat. I'll be back next Monday. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Talk to y'all later. Bye.